Hi, good morning, good afternoon. This is 3.5 day 2. I'm going to try something a little different. I'm not going to write the stuff that's already on here. I'm going to just try to explain it and which numbers go where so it doesn't take as much time up. So you can freeze or pause the video whenever you'd like if you need more time to fill out this stuff. So Mrs. Davis or Mr. Davis spent $200 or $230 on his lunch for a class. Sandwiches X cost $6 and drinks Y cost $2. This can be represented by the equation 6x plus 2y equals $230. That means we're going to multiply 6 times however many sandwiches we get, and we'll multiply 2 times however many drinks we get. And you could figure out however many you can buy for each. If you wanted one sandwich, how many drinks could you buy? And so on and so forth. Then interpret the graph. So here we found the y-intercept by replacing the x-intercept by replacing the y with 0, and it gets crossed off. So I have 6x equals 230. I'm going to divide both sides by 6, and I get 38 1/3, or 38.3 repeating. The y-intercept, I replace x with 0. That goes away. I have 2y equals 230. Divide by 2, y is equal to 115. So I come over here, sandwich purchased. Remember, sandwich was the x. So 38.3 sandwiches could be purchased. That's your x-intercept down here. That means that I would buy 0 drinks, but I could buy 38 sandwiches. I wouldn't round up because you can't have part of a sandwich. So you could buy 38 sandwiches. So he can buy 38 sandwiches if he doesn't buy any drinks. He would have some change left over. The y-intercept, that means that he can buy 115 drinks, but no sandwiches. All right. That would be interpreting the graph. So I'm going to go on to day 2 a little more. Here we have a word problem. The table shows the cost for a clothing store to buy jeans and khakis. So the total cost for Saturday's shipment is $1,800. It is represented by this equation here. 15 would be for your 15, does it say? Table shows, is your pair of jeans. So X is your amount of jeans and Y would be your khakis. So your x-intercept, again, you're going to replace your y with 0 and it goes away. And I have 15x equals 1800. Divide both sides by 15, I get x is equal to 120. This is your x-intercept, so that means 120 is going to be your x when y is 0. So I'm going to plot that point. That means that I can buy 120 pairs of jeans, but I wouldn't be able to buy any khakis. Y-intercept, I'm going to replace x with 0, so that goes away. 20y equals 1800. Divide both sides by 20, I get y equals 90. That means that I could buy 90 pairs of khakis, but I wouldn't buy any pairs of jeans. All these numbers in here, or all these numbers on this line, I should say, all these dots, like here and here, are all combinations of numbers of jeans you can buy with the number of khakis you could buy. All right, so now we're going to move into graphing them written in standard form. Just kind of a review to figure out the x-intercept, you replace the y with 0. To figure out the y-intercept, you replace the x. Okay. For fraction, you're going to multiply. If it is a fraction, you multiply all terms by the common denominator. And then if it's a decimal, multiply all terms by the smallest place value. So pretty much you want to move your decimal over however many times to get it out of all the decimals. Okay, this is from yesterday, so I'm going to go on. Here we go. So All equations can be graphed using 2 points, so finding the intercepts is always an option. State the x and y intercept of each equation and then use the intercepts to find the equation. So even if it's in this form, you can still find the x and the y intercept. This form is just going to be a little bit easier when you are finding the y intercept because it is what your b is right here. So it's going to be plotted on my y-axis, go up 2, and plot a point. For your x-intercept, then I can actually just replace the x with 1/2. Nope, I lied. Y with 1/2. Not with 1/2, with 0, sorry. So -2 equals this right here. We need to get rid of first the +2, so we subtract 2 first, and then 0 minus 2 is -2, and to get rid of this fraction you're going to multiply by the reciprocal, so you're going to multiply it by 2 over 1. So 2 times -2 is -4. Okay, so now we have -4 is x and our y is 0. Okay, again, we have this written in y-intercept form, so I can just take my 5 and know that it's my y-intercept and plot that first point. Okay, your x-intercept, you're going to replace your y with 0, so I have 0 equals 1/3 x plus 5. I want to get rid of that +5 first, so I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. So -5, 0 minus 5 is -5, and then I have to multiply by the reciprocal here, which 1/3 the reciprocal would be 3. So multiply both sides by 3, and I get positive 15 equals x. So that would be my x-intercept. Okay. Here we have, again, it is in y equals mx plus b form. So right away I know that this is my y-intercept. So I'm going to plot the point first. And then I'm going to figure out what my x-intercept is. So I'm going to replace y with 0 in this. So if you look here, this becomes 0. And I solve. I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. The -3. And then I need to multiply by the reciprocal. So 3 over 2 is 2 over 3. So both sides need to be multiplied by 2 over 3. That would become positive 6 over 3. Or you could simplify before multiplying, and it becomes 2. All right, if a, b, and c are not integers, multiply by smallest place value if it's decimal or common denominators if it's a fraction. So this one I will go through. So on this one, 1/2 minus 3/4 y equals 2/3. So this is my number 1/2. But all of these are fractions. Even if one was a fraction, I would want to multiply by a common denominator. So 2, 4, and 3 can all go into 12. So that means you're going to multiply everything by, change color, by 12. Okay, so 1/2 times 12 would give me 6x. 3/4 times 12, I'm going to do 3 times 12 on top and then divide by 4. So 36 divided by 4 would be 9y. And then 2/3 times 12 is 24/8. Okay? That is just getting rid of your fractions. This one, I actually want you to show me what are you multiplying by. Well, however many places I need to move it. If I move this one place value, I would have to move all of them one place value. Well, I still have a decimal here. This turns into 12x, and this would be 31.4. Why? That did not get rid of all my decimals. So I'm going to have to move them 2 places. So to get rid of this decimal, if I move it 2 places, I'm actually multiplying everything by 100. 2 zeros here, 2 decimal places. So 120x plus 314y equals 800. And there is my equation without any decimals or fractions. Okay, like I said here, it doesn't matter if you have only one of them is a fraction or two of them is a fraction. You want to get rid of those. So you're going to multiply everything by 21. So 21 times 1/3 is 21 over 3, which is 7x. And then 21 times 5. Here, just on a calculator, do 21 times 5, and that'll get you 105y. And then 21 over 7, 21 times 2 would be 42 divided by 7 is 6. So my new equation without any fractions is 7x plus 105y equals 6. Okay, again here I need to move it as far as I can, so I'm going to change or move it 100 or multiply it by 100, which means I'm going to move it 2 places to the right each time. This one you're going to have to actually add a 0. Same with this one. This one you'll just get 286. All right. Nope, wrong one. Your assignment is going to be page 213, 1, 6, 12, 15, and 16.